Okay, we are on to the last topic in the course, and that's balancing using the table of half reactions. Well, we're balancing reactions. We're going to do two methods. There are three. The inspection, which is the first one, I'll let you figure out. But balancing using the table of half reactions. Why is it important to balance these electrochemical reactions? If we don't balance things, there's waste. So in industry, we want to make sure we have things balanced. So the first thing we start out with is we start out with an equation that we need to balance. And you'll notice in these what's different is not only do you have to balance the elements, you have to balance the charges. So in this particular reaction, we've got some iron ions, manganese oxide, manganese 2+, and iron 3+. So first of all, if we're going to use the table of half reactions to balance, this is the second method that's mentioned. The first one I'm going to do. What you do is you download this table that's in your unit. You used it earlier on. And what you do is you find a reaction that has Fe2+ in it. So I've written that one out. Then you find one with MnO4 negative in it. Make sure that the two things that are reactants here are on the reactant side here. Now that we have these two reactions written out, what we want to do, and the whole key to balancing any half reaction, is to balance the number of electrons. And what you will notice when you do this is if the electrons are on the left-hand side in one equation, they'll be on the right-hand side in the other equation. We have 5 electrons here, we need 5 here, so we're going to multiply this whole line by 5. So we're going to go 5, 5, 5. If you find things on the reactant side and on the product side, you can cross them out. So anytime that we've balanced half reactions, we will have no electrons left over. Okay, now all you do is you draw a line and you add everything up. So we have 5Fe2+ plus 8H plus MnO4 negative gives 5Fe3+ plus Mn2+ plus 4H2O. That is balanced right there. Okay, so you can prove you're balanced by adding things up. So, for example, 5 times 2 is 10 plus, 8 plus, minus 1 is 17 plus. On this side, 5 times 3 is 15 plus, and 2 plus is 17 plus. I'll add it up on this side one more time just so you can see. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 8 plus, take 1 away for the negative, 17 plus. We have 5 Fe's here, we have 5 Fe's here. So just like in any balancing, everything should be balanced. So all we did was looked at our original line, found equations that have these two things on them on that half reactions table, made sure that we balanced our electrons, crossed them out, added everything up. This one is going to be more complex. What we're going to do is we're going to balance something in acidic conditions. So there's a number of steps here, and if you can get those steps, it becomes easier. The first thing you have to do is split things into half reactions. So take the things that have the zinc in them. So we've got zinc going to zinc 2+. One thing I didn't mention earlier was that if something is an element and it doesn't have anything there, its charge is 0. Okay, but we don't write that in. The charge would be 0. So that's one half reaction. Now we're looking for elements other than hydrogen and oxygen when we do this. So what we have here is vanadium. So we've got VO3- going to VO2+. Now the next part is going to seem daunting, but it's a number of simple steps. So if you have everything written out, this is going to be easy. So for example, the first step says balance elements other than O and H. So let's say I had 2 zincs here. I would have to put a 2 out front here to balance. So you've got to balance things other than oxygen and hydrogen first. Make sure that that's balanced. Second step, balance your oxygens. No oxygens here, no oxygens here, easy. 3 oxygens here, 1 here. I need 2 more oxygens. What you're going to use to balance your oxygens is water. So I'm going to use 2 H2O to give me 2 oxygens. Now I have to balance hydrogens using H+. I have 2 times 2 is 4 hydrogens. And now I have 4 hydrogens. Now what you do is you get your overall charge on both sides. 2 plus. Here we have 4 plus and 1 minus is 3 plus. So to balance this, I need 1 electron on this side right here. So now what I have all together is I've got 4 plus, 1 minus, that we're down to 3 plus, and another minus, we're down to 2 plus. So we now have 2 plus on this side. On this one, we have 2 plus, we're balanced. Here we have a 0 and we have a 2 plus. We've got to bring that 2 plus down to 0. Let's add 2 electrons. Okay, 2 minus and 2 plus is equal to 0. Now what you want to do, I know it's a lot of steps. Now what you want to do is you want to write your 2 equations out that you have so far, one on top of the other. And you want to do what we did above. We want to balance the electrons. So since we have 2 electrons here, we need 2 here. We're going to multiply this line by 2. I want to tell you something else. What if we had 2 electrons here and 3 electrons here? What you would do is you'd take the 3 here and multiply this line by 3. You'd take the 2 here and multiply this one by 2. You'd find the lowest common multiple between 2 and 3, which is 6. I hope that made sense. Anyways, in this case, we've got 2 electrons here, so we're going to multiply everything by 2 here. And cross out what you have the same on both sides. Hey folks, if I had 4H plus over here and 8H plus here, I could cross out my 4 plus here and reduce this one from 8 to 4. Just so you know that it's not just the electrons you can cross out. If there's other things like H pluses or waters you can cross out, you can get rid of those. I think that's it. Okay, my quick check that I do is to see that my charges are balanced. I've got 8 plus and 2 minus, that's 6 plus over here. Here I have 2 times 2 is 4 plus 2 plus is 6 plus. I get lazy. As long as I find that, I might do one of my elements like 8 hydrogens here, 8 hydrogens here. If I find a couple things are balanced, I'm good to go. Folks, this one you're going to have to take a little bit of a look at. It takes a while to become an expert in the balancing. 2 methods there. There's one other that they talk about in the content, which is really simple. It's just sort of inspection. It's looking at it, but usually you won't get lucky and you won't be able to do the easy method.